All right, hi everyone. I thought you might find this interesting that a little while ago, a few months ago, I described this idea for a little talent system where you would apply, first of all, and then I will review the applications. Then we could begin this non exclusive agency system where I'll get 15% of the revenue if I can help find you work. So we tried this with a few people, and I shared some of them on shorts and stuff, and it worked. Not for everyone, I will say. So that's what we're going to talk about. A handful of people on the talent pool have found work. But there is something I've noticed that I don't know if it will depress people. I just want to report what I've seen. The only people that have managed to get work from it so far, from what I've seen, unless there are other talents that haven't reported any of their successes, are concept artists. Only the concept artists have managed to get work. That's people that have 2D in there skill set, not exclusively 2D or 2D and mixed 3D. I just wanted to report that to you in case you find that interesting, because a lot of people apply to the talent system and there's still over 100 people to review. And I kind of stopped doing it a little bit because, I had a situation a while ago and it really put me off sharing people. And then I pivoted to focusing on my own stuff. And that's why the recent production started, which has been a really good change. So there's been a lot of changes this year. So I started the talent system idea, then put it on hold pretty soon afterwards. And yet there were still successes. The concept artists that did manage to get work from it are also the ones that I've approached for doing odd jobs for me as well. I think it's not too surprising from my perspective anyway, because even when I saw the portfolios, I'll give you the names of a couple. We got Lara Stog and Joe Krautskopf. And they're brilliant. They're fantastic. If you want to work with them, please do. Let them know. Tell them I sent you, or again, on my contact page, or my services page, actually, go down and then I can patch you through to them. It's quite obvious to me that these would be standouts, because in my mind, everyone wants concept art for their projects. Now, I know that there's the whole AI thing going on recently, and a lot of artists are getting kicked out of work, including concept artists. And yeah, I still speak to a fair number of people that are looking for concept artists. I got a couple of clients that are interested that I haven't tried connecting yet to talents. The AI thing's interesting as well because at the time this video goes out, I would have released my hopefully last video on AI type artwork where I describe my policy on it and how it's kind of exclusive to a reference process, and that it's a tool for empowering artists or letting artists communicate between each other that should not really be seen outside of that sphere. I had an interesting chat last night on Discord with a community member and patron who noted about how, certain companies relying more on AI for the concept process kicks out concept artists. I find it kind of interesting looking at my own production where I'm starting to allow AI use in this exclusive zone. And at the same time, this is allowing me to hire more concept artists, not specifically because of that, but this whole system together. So I think there's something important to say there about how the tools themselves don't kick people out. It's the people making decisions that kick people out. And that there are absolutely ways these things can live together. And I'll be trying my absolute damnedest to make sure that artists are supported. So this does get me thinking that I will maybe return to the talent system as it was a little bit. We'll see whether I've calmed down from my fuck the community or not, because I'm very sensitive to vibes. You got to understand this. When I'm in a good mood with the community, people get work. When I'm in a bad mood with the community, everyone can go fuck themselves. So please try to help me stay in a good mood with the community. So I might go back to the huge months-long backlog of people that apply to the talent system, maybe start getting more people on board, maybe. So I just want to let you know that it takes work from me to do that. I can't get other people to help with it. I want to streamline the process of getting people signed up because there is a contract. Well, I'd say contract, it's more of just an agreement. The terms written down on it. It's very chill. Like I said, it's not exclusive. 15% for 1 year after the first contact is made with that client. There's a grace period of another year for promises made in the first year. And there's possibility to refresh. Another thing that reduced my mood on it when getting it set up for the first time was when I was describing this system on video. Everyone that watched the original video understood what it was, right? And then I got a lot of people applying because a lot of people are looking for work. But I very quickly got the mood that a lot of the people that applied through the form didn't really understand what they were applying for, which I guess I shouldn't really be too surprised about. It's kind of a bit when people are desperate for work, they'll apply to anything and everything in case something sticks. For example, there were a couple of communications where someone had a pretty nice portfolio. I was like, okay, yeah, here's the agreement, read for it. And it's pretty basic, it's well, you'll pay me 15% of whatever earnings you make from the client that I connected you with within a year. And there's someone that was like, yeah, but what about my intellectual properties, their intellectual properties? was like, what do you mean? And they were like, what if it's my intellectual properties within the year? And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's just you, client. I connect you with client. Have you made money from this client? Yes or no? 15% of that within the year. And I think they were trying to say that them as a talent, if they make their own intellectual properties for the client, in whatever case that happens, do I get a cut of that? And I was like, yeah, if it's within that year period, you've done it for the client, this is all connected. The work is there because I've connected you to the work. Then yes, 15% within that time period. And then they were like, oh, I can't accept that. And I'm like, then why did you apply? Like, what were you expecting? Were you expecting me to just find you work for nothing? Like, yes, the 15% applies to everything. If it's like a one-off freelance, if you're employed by them, all of a sudden, I get 15% of your wages until that period's over. That's how it works. Anyway, everyone else understood and agreed and is fine with it. So that, I guess it should also be said, obviously, the people that have gone work from it had absolutely no problem with the system whatsoever. And we're just getting on with it. It's always funny when like you extend an offer for something. Like, hey, I know I'll get a benefit out of this, percentage wise, but I'm offering to kind of put myself out there because, again, I don't want to smother people with advertisements for things. Like I said in the original video, it'd be nicer if instead of sponsorships or ad placements, whatever, to do this, to share people, artists looking for work. It still takes effort to do that. If I extend an olive branch, it's kind of, what's that saying? Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Is that it? Or don't look a horse in the mouth. What the hell does that one even mean? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Is that it? Never look a gift horse in the mouth. The classic idiom advises you not to be ungrateful or overly critical of something you receive for free. It means you should appreciate generosity without nitpicking the item's flaws or questioning its value. So it is funny when doing this, getting so many requests to join the talent system, that then like one person's like, I'm sorry, I'm not happy with this part of the agreement, this part. How do I say in the nicest way possible, goodbye? Like, I could have spent that time talking to everyone else. I do need to get over the letting vibes affect my actions, or my motivation rather. It's a very difficult thing to get over. It's just part of my brain chemistry, I guess. If I'm going to keep sharing people on videos, on socials, or even like actively talking to clients, I need to feel good about the community to do it. Otherwise, I just won't. So if you want to apply, you can. codestyle.online/services. Go down to the bottom. There should be a link. Don't expect a response. Full stop. I will say, because people have been asking, like, how long will it take to respond? Like I said, something happened and I put the system on hold for a bit. Don't expect a response, but by applying, I have the option of discovering you, through the list. And then maybe I'll get back to you and say, I want to add you. Are you interested? But like I said, it looks like concept artists are the most popular at the moment. So, wait, a really good one did just apply recently. Let me just double check. Were they applying for the system? Or were they applying for my project? They were applying for the system. Maybe I'll get back to them. But yeah, I guess just to reiterate that and wrap this up, I don't say this to people, by the way. It is a personality test where I'm reading how people describe themselves and how they respond to my initial emails. If you have any queries or concerns about the agreement and you want it changed in any way, you're already out of the system. Even if I act like you're not. Even if I respond and be like, oh yeah, that's fine, that's professional, blah, 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 you're out. Sorry. I never say that on the emails, but the back and forth after that is just performative. I'm just pretending to be nice. I don't care. I guess I'm just saying that now because I'm bored of being nice. If you want to be part of the system, just accept me for my quirks and we'll get along fine. All right, see you around.